Hi everyone, how's everyone doing today? It's Karen from Creative Stampin' Designs, and I'm just trying to see if I'm live yet. And it looks like I am. Alright, how's everyone doing today? Alright, I've got a Christmas card that I'm going to make today. At least I hope I'm gonna. Using the In the Pines bundle and Peaceful Boughs and the Evergreen Forest. And we're going to see what happens here. Before I get started, I just wanted to let everybody know our team is doing a Facebook Live event on Saturday, October 3rd, which is World Card Making Day. It's going to go from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I believe it's every hour there will be either a live video or some kind of presentation for a card. If you follow me on my blog, I will post updates once everything is set. Anybody can join the group, but I will post updates once they're available. All right, I just wanted to let everybody know. Hi, Amy. Hi, Lori. All right, let's get started. So this time I don't even have a card to show you the design that we are doing. I am just going to wing it like I normally do with card making. Our card base is a piece of thick, thick Whisper White, which is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I'm just going to bone folder. Excuse me, sorry. All right, we are going to, first I'm going to start by embossing a panel of shaded spruce, which is 4 1/8. It's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I'm going to use the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. Now, I haven't used this one this way yet. I think I used it the other way. Alright, I'm just going to go over to my Stampin' Cut machine and emboss this for you. Sorry about that. All right. I'm never quite sure which side. I'm going to use this side. Okay. And this is going to get adhered to the card base. Use a little liquid glue. I always like to use the liquid glue when it's embossed, just so that it gets in all the grooves. I'm always afraid. I was always told liquid glue is the best thing for when you're doing dry embossing like this, so that you don't flatten the design. And liquid glue is a little forgiving that you can move it around a little. Move it around a lot here. For some reason, I'm having trouble getting it centered today. There we go. Hi, Karen. I'm going to try to follow along and read comments, but not promising anything. All right. Then, now I did go ahead and do this part ahead of time because I did not have a rectangle the size that I wanted. So, using my stitched rectangles, I cut a panel of 'Tis the Season 6x6 Designer Series paper, and I ran it through my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. I ran it partway through, and then I removed it, and then moved the die to the size that I wanted, moved it down, turned it around, and then ran it through the other half. So I got a panel like that. All right, just put this on Whisper White mat. I was not going to cut the rectangle. There's no way I was cutting that live. So that's why this piece was cut ahead of time. I figured if I'm going to mess something up, that would have been what I messed up. And I am adhering it to a mat, a Whisper White mat, that is 1 13/16 by 4.5. Sorry about the 1/16 of an inch. All the measurements, I'm going to have this card posted on my blog for Saturday, so all the measurements will be on the blog. All right, and then we're going to adhere this to the card base. Put it, we're going to go right about there. Well, I don't know how it is by you, but it is like, has been like fall here. Nice and cool. It's beautiful. My family wasn't real happy with me this morning, though. My house was only about, I think I had it at, it was 58 degrees inside, and I refused to turn heat on. All right, next we're going to use the Pine Woods dies, and I'm using this one, this die here. This one here will cut out, it won't cut the shape of the tree. It's just going to cut the inside out. Excuse me, a tickle, sorry. I'm going to cut that on a panel of Whisper White. Just get all the little pieces out. Sorry, forgot about having to remove all the pieces. All right, and I'm going to adhere this to a panel of Just Jade cardstock. Now, in this card pack, it does not say Just Jade is one of the colors. But if you look, I don't know, I think that looks really close. It looks like the same color. So, but I'm going to adhere it with my Stampin' Dimensionals, if I can find where I put them, so that I get a little bit of a shadow. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Like I said, I did not do this card ahead of time. I am pretty much designing it as I go, which is how I work most of the time. Excuse me. I'm going to put one on either side. I think I'm going to cut this in half because I only need a little piece on either side. I just wanted to pop it up. By the trunk. That should be good. You know what? I don't feel as guilty using the dimensionals. They're all half dimensionals. Which I could thank Amy for that. I was always using whole dimensionals, and half dimensionals work just as well. And I think I got them all off. Whoops. All right, we're going to hear this. Just like that, so it pops up a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to adhere this on the card base, again using Stampin' Dimensionals. All right, we're going to put it right about there, I think. All right. Now we are going to do a little bit of stamping. Not too much, but I'm going to attempt to stamp the sentiment from In the Pines. This piece is too big, but I figured it gave me 4 tries to get it right. And we're going to stamp it in Just Jade. And now if I can get this the first time, and this is harder than I thought. The camera in the way. Wow, got it straight the first time. Sometimes I surprise myself. There, I'm just going to trim this up. That's why I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't want to cut it beforehand because I wasn't sure. I wanted to give myself the opportunity to get it straight. We'll cut it at 2.5. Looks good. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Just Jade Stampin' Right marker and just edge it a little so it's not the white on white. Yeah, just gives it a little, makes it pop a little bit. We're going to put this right about there. And what I'll do is we're going to use a Stampin' Dimensional on this end, but we're going to put a glue dot on that end. Make sure I have the right end. And there's my little tweezers. Alright, so we're going to put it right about that looks good. And then we're going to get a Stampin' Dimensional. Not a Stampin' Dimensional, I'm sorry, a glue dot. And just kind of sneak it right underneath there. Yeah. Alright, now I have a small piece, just scraps of just jade and crumb cake. Now, we're going to see if I can do this one. I'm gonna, sorry. Let's see, we're gonna stamp a couple of the pine cones from the Peaceful Boughs stamp set, and then I'm gonna cut them out using the die that goes with them, and we're gonna see if I can cut these straight. And while I'm at my cutter, I'm also going to cut, let's get the dies out. I'm going to cut the smallest bough just to put on the bottom. My card, I'm actually doing, this card is going to be in a challenge, and I can't for the life of me remember which one, but there was, I think it's Atlantic Hearts. It was a sketch challenge. So let me just cut these out. We'll get them the first shot. Oh my. Sorry guys. Sticking to my finger. I must have a little bit of glue on my finger. I have not ordered the magnetic plate yet. I really need to get that my order placed. I'm not usually a procrastinator, but one of them first shot. Let's get the other one now. All right. So I'm going to just kind of put these on the bow like that. I think it, my sketch is going to go the opposite side of what they did because it fits better. All right. Now, I'm going to ask your opinion while I'm gluing these down. I wasn't sure if I wanted a bow or not. Oops, here we go. Glue on my fingers. So, all right, so it's going to be like that, and what do you think? Bow or no bow? I think the bow might be overpowering, but let's see what everybody thinks. I'm going to glue these down before they stick too much more. I'll use some glue dots. Just put this right about there. Thank you, Karen. Oops. And we'll put, hi Jillian, thanks for joining. That one there. Okay, I forgot to, didn't lift the glue dot with that one. And we'll put that one like that. And let's see, we got, okay, so sounds like he's want a bow. So we're going to just a couple extra things here. Just trim them off. Oh, now I really have a glue dot stuck to my nail. Sorry. All right, and we're just going to put the bow with a glue dot. Okay, so that's the card front. Now the inside, I'm going to stamp, love this sentiment from the Peaceful Boughs. Stamp this in the center. I'm going to do this one in Crumb Cake. And we're going to really hope I get this straight the first shot. Okay. If not, paper has two sides. Wow. Something must be going right today. Then I'm going to stamp. I don't want to close this yet because I want to stamp one of the pine cones again. I'm going to stamp one of the boughs from Peaceful Boughs, but I think I'm going to stamp it off. I'm going to stamp it off twice because I just want it really light. Stamp it right, this right up here. There we go. And I lose my pine cone. And then we're going to stamp a little pine cone, and I think again we're going to stamp that off. We'll stamp that one off twice. Actually, yeah, I'll just stamp this one off once, sorry. Let's see how close I can get, if I can get it close to the pine bough. Let's see. All right. Just, I mean, I didn't want the full thing on. All right, let me close these. I'm going to need them again, but I really don't want to take a chance of sticking my hand in the ink. All right, we're going to adhere this to a panel of Shaded Spruce, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So we'll adhere that. This new Stampin' Seal is very sticky. I'm always getting stuck to it. There we go. And I think I told you last week I like giving it a good rub, but I do it on the back. And then we're going to adhere this to the inside. And then we just have the envelope to do. All right, let's see if this one goes in a little easier. Okay. We're going to just give back a rub. Oops. So that's the card front, the inside. And let's just decorate the envelope a little bit and we'll be done. Okay, I have another panel of the 'Tis the Season 6x6 DSP. We're going to put that on the envelope flap. Some multi-purpose liquid glue or green glue. Give it a good rub. Paper snips out. And I always cut, my piece is always like 2 1/4 by 6 inches. I don't like to throw away a lot of extra. I don't know if I'm cheap, call me cheap or frugal, I guess. All right, and we're going to just stamp the pine bough on the front, like we did on the inside of the envelope. Where is it? But this time I don't think I'm going to stamp it off, being it's the front of the envelope. And we'll put it right about there so I could fit my pine cone in. And here's my pine cone. Oops, all right, I went a little high, that's okay. It's not the main part of the card, so that's fine. I'm fine with that. All right, so there we have it. One more of my Christmas cards done. There you go. Get rid of that. What do you think? All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you do follow my blog, watch for information for World Card Making Day. My blog's creativestampingdesigns.com. And as soon as I have information, I will post it. And you'll be able to, anybody can join the group. Just, you know, we'll let anybody in. I think you have to just be accepted. I'm not sure yet. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.